This episode is brought to you by State Farm. Knowing you could be saving money for the things you really want, like that dream house or ride, is a great feeling. That's why the State Farm Personal Price Plan can help you save when you choose to bundle home and auto. Bundling, just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
This Steve Jones Show podcast is now loading. The Steve Jones Show podcast is presented by Sunbury Motor Company, Purdy Insurance, and Brewers Outlet. Bringing you an in-depth look at Penn State sports and more. This is the Steve Jones Show on News Radio 1070 WKOK. The Steve Jones Show is presented by Sunbury Motor Company, Purdy Insurance, and Brewers Outlet. Now, from the Sunbury Motors Studio, here's Steve Jones.
All right, this half hour being brought to you by Purdy Insurance, Market Street in Sunbury. Go to purdyinsurance.com. Auto, home, life, business, boat, motorcycle, RV, Medicare products. I had an insurance need, insurance questions, so where did I go? I went to Purdy Insurance. And Steve Engel made sure T's were crossed, I's were dotted, and I got the coverage I needed. And did everything he could to save me money. So Todd's in favor of undercover payments.
That seems to be a stretch.
I'm sorry, did I interpret it wrong? Did I? Yeah.
I mean, I don't disagree that might be some schools' answers for that now.
Yeah. Look. Every sport needs structure. I don't care whether it's from the organization or for how it's run. They need structure. College sports at the moment has little structure. Very little structure. And it irritates fans. I mean, it irritates fans.
I don't know how it cannot.
Oh, no, exactly. I mean, look, that's the bottom line is, look, when I'm out there speaking with groups and I talk with them, and of course I take questions. Well, in taking questions, you can tell that there's a segment of fans, usually middle-aged to older, who are used to a system, which I completely understand. When you went to school, you got a scholarship. That scholarship, helps set you up for life. Education meant so much. That's why when they talked about Penn State's success with honor, it was of great pride that the graduation rate has been and continues to be outstanding.
I think people wonder also with all this money is how much schoolwork are they doing? I know they have to do something, but I mean, it's the old joke of majoring in basket weaving. Yeah.
I don't think it's just about playing the sport. This is more than getting to know
brothers and sisters. Tell us about the other interest in life. And then I always ask them about what their major is and what they want to do with it. And there's certain guys at Penn State that are already now working on their third degree. I mean, they're working on not their second degree, they're working on their third degree.
I do, I bet there are some guys that are taking advantage of that for this purpose.
Oh, there's no question. Look, these guys know when they're competing every single day in practice. Okay, you're not delusional. You realize that you're good enough to play and good enough to start here, but you know that there are certain guys that are going to the next level, and you face them head to head, and they're just better than you are. So you sit down and go, you know what, I'm going to be as good a football player as I can. Maybe I can get into a camp as a late round pick or as a free agent. Who knows? Magic may happen to do it. If not, I've got degrees. Yeah. So you have a lot of guys out there with degrees. And again, I've got a better handle on it because of the quarterback club interviews about what these guys are doing now. You can see what man comes from a family where, guess what? By different elements.
I think our audience assumes that the Penn State kids are going to class. I think they wonder about the SEC schools.
But I was wondering about the SEC schools. What's the difference?
Well,
there's no difference between now and 20 years ago when people made assumptions
that there's no way in heck the SEC kids were going to school, even though most of them were. I mean, you do have to ask yourself why they have to wear a patch saying SEC graduate on it when they finally. I mean, it's like, okay, and we're doing what here? I mean, they wear that patch, SEC graduate.
Is it to remember how to spell SEC?
Oh.
I just, a lot of, I not just Penn State fans, I think a lot of fans are like that. We're doing it the right way, but everybody else is cheating or doing something underhanded. And I think with things more out in the open, fans assume that there is much more nefarious things going on.
Yeah.
There's probably not.
Well, okay. Here's one of the issues. Okay, let's look at Michigan for a second. Okay, the Michigan situation with Connor Stallions. Okay, so they go through this investigation, right? And they're done in early June, a year and a half after it happened. Okay, that's not good. And now they'll have a ruling on it in 90 days. And when they do, then Michigan has the right to appeal. Well, I mean, something like this should have been dealt with quickly. Hey, there are only a few people involved. And yet it drags out forever. And that's one of the issues with these investigations. And then you go through the rigmarole, and you know how I feel about this. Like the Wells report, we interviewed 400. Oh, for God's sakes, you interviewed 400 people about the Dolphin situation? You interviewed 400 people about deflated footballs? He did both those investigations. The Wells Group did both of those investigations. And why don't you just interview the 10 to 15 people that knew about it? Let's try that, just for a couple laughs.
I do wonder if part of the reason for kicking the investigations down the road so often and everything is it gets out of people's heads, especially in this day and age, that by the time they adjudicate Connor Stallions, people are probably going to have to Google and figure out who the heck Connor Stallions is.
I know. And not only that, then at that point it's like, well, they already won it. So, okay. And just let it go. That's what it is. I mean, in other words, it's almost like an out of sight, out of mind thing. Yet, and you're right, they have to be remembered. And the whole process is ridiculous. Why do you need 90 days to make a decision? Why? Somebody explain that to me. Why you need 90 days to make a decision on something like this? It should take a week. Everybody sit down, look around, hash it out, and say, okay, what do you think? What do we got to do here? Then you give them a month to appeal. I'm sorry. You can't drag this into infinitum. It's ridiculous.
It does take a long time to read 400 interviews, though.
I'm not reading 400 interviews.
Yes. I don't think they read all 400 interviews either, to be honest.
No. Look, this is the equivalent of, and I'm going to say this with all due respect to prosecutors out there, okay? Please, I'm not trying to rip prosecutors. But, for example, when they're running for re-election, for example, they'll tell you about how many cases they prosecuted. Yeah, and most of them are just like small, whatever. We got convictions, right? And so forth. I just want to know if you're doing your job. Okay, that's all I want to do. Are you doing your job? I don't need statistics to tell me you're doing your job. Right? Did you win the ones that really help the community? Like that's my bar. It's the same thing with this. You interview the people that have something to do with it. I mean, the Deflategate thing was stupid. There's like 12 people. Just talk to them.
Yeah. There is a lot of entities in this country that would work much quickly with simpler things like that.
I mean, look, just get to it. I mean, we waste time trying to impress people with how allegedly thorough something was. Well, I'm sorry, I'm not impressed. Okay? To me, if you talk to the people that are involved in it and somebody that can substantiate it, we're done. I don't need to talk to other people just to throw numbers in a report. I mean, that's how I look at it. I mean, it's the Stallions thing again.
He's on like his third, wasn't he an offensive coordinator and then an interim coach, and now he's on like his third job since he left Michigan?
Oh yeah, and well, I mean, who was his quarterback? I think it was Bryce Underwood, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think that's where he was.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, it's funny how that works out, isn't it? But he has no connection to the Michigan program.
Absolutely none. And we've interviewed 400 people that will tell us that.
Somebody had to get that money offer to Bryce Underwood.
Oh. Well,
did we solve it?
It all comes back to cash, doesn't it?
Yes, it always does.
It always comes down to cash. Yeah.
My wife is listening. She's saying cream, because I always say that to her. It's an old rap song. Cash rules everything around me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And once you realize that, a lot of decisions it's easy to realize why people make a lot of decisions.
Yeah, no kidding. That's why I say, everybody, let's just have fun in life. Let's just have a good time. Well, we'll take a break. This half hour brought to you by our good friends at Purdy Insurance, Market Street in Sunbury. Go to purdyinsurance.com. Here are new.
With a major selection of the looks your kiddos love, starting at just $4 in the Walmart app, a new school year means a stylish new them. Who knew? Find skater skirts and Crocs that say, I'm casual but cool. Sparkly sneakers that say, it's my classroom, you're just learning in it. And preppy polos that say, I'm the teacher's pet, even if they're mommy's menace at home. Find their favorite styles starting at just $4 in the app. The Walmart you thought you knew is now new.
Radio 1070 WKOK.
Hi, this is Season. For over 100 years, the Purdy Insurance Agency has been protecting families and businesses of the greater Susquehanna Valley and beyond. With the experience of our trained and knowledgeable staff, you can rest assured that your needs will be evaluated and met by some of the industry's best representatives. No matter what your insurance needs are, call Purdy Insurance today at 570-286-5855. Visit our website at purdyinsurance.com or check us out on Facebook to see what we can do for you.
Bringing you an in-depth look at Penn State sports and more. This is the Steve Jones Show on News Radio 1070 WKOK. The Steve Jones Show is presented by Brewers Outlet, Sunbury Motor Company, and Purdy Insurance. Now, from the Sunbury Motor Studio, here's Steve Jones.
And this half hour being brought to you by Brewers Outlet, Reagan Street in Sunbury, the beverage supermarket, imports, domestics, microbrews, the best selection of beer anywhere. Wine coolers, water, soft drink, snacks. They roast their peanuts fresh and out every day. 6 great flavors of slushies. Ready to drink cocktails, High Noon, Jack Daniels, Crown Royal, and the Pickle Bar, led by the Barrels and the Dills, indeed second to none. All at Brewers Outlet, Reagan Street in Sunbury, the beverage supermarket. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, the King.
Oh, kind of bummed out here. Djokovic lost.
I saw that he was hurt. Yep.
Oh, he got hurt again? Oh.
Yeah, he got hurt during it. He fought his way through. Sinner is fortunate he's in this spot because the other day
he was going to lose that match. So.
I mean, I was watching that the other day with a group of people in the training room over at basketball. And
he was going to lose.
I mean, he was.
I love Wimbledon. So.
He was down and out.
My favorite player is Emma Navarro. I love watching her play.
Yeah.
She's not powerful enough for the big hitters.
Right.
She plays a good game. Anyway, what's up?
Yeah. In fact, I was talking to somebody who was on the women's tour at one point. She's now one of our trainers. Yep. And she played on the tour.
Wow.
And she said that Navarro's just a really terrific person.
She comes across that way. I love watching her play. I mean, they make a big deal that her dad's got money, but that doesn't matter. Why is that always an issue? You know,
you have
rich
to
anyway.
You have to have money to do this. I mean, look, Jessie Pegula, right? Who at one point of her life, the Pegulas lived over in Bollesburg here, like 4 miles from here. Yeah. So, in fact, I think Wayne Sebastianelli, did a couple of her surgeries along the way. And she's a late bloomer in the sport. I mean, Jessie's 30, 31 now.
Didn't she win the Australian?
No, but she's been close in all these. She's been to finals and so forth. And she's playing
really good.
She's playing, but she's playing
her play.
But she's playing her best tennis later in life, and it did not hurt that her parents have money to allow her to stay in what is an extremely expensive sport to be in.
Yeah, and all you see on TV is like their box, with all these trainers and all this stuff.
Oh, yeah.
There's a handful of players who can afford to do that, and we take it for granted. If you're in the top maybe 15, you can do that. Outside of that, you don't make enough money to pay all those people.
No, you don't. And what's interesting is Terry Pegula, Jessie's dad, and I personally like Terry. I mean, I've known him for years now, and he doesn't sit in the family box. He always picks a spot up in a box someplace else, away from the court, because he doesn't want, he just wants everything to be about her.
Right.
And
I'm more referring to the coaches and trainers.
Oh, yeah. But in Jesse's box is usually
actually pay. She's not paying her dad to be there.
Right. But I think when you look at her box, it's usually her husband, her sister, and maybe her coach.
Yeah, I mean, look at the funny one there, Ariana Sabat. What's her?
Sablenka.
To the American.
Yeah, Sablenka.
Yeah, Sablenka. I mean, she's got like seven-person team that she's paying to be there. She's got coaches, trainers, weight trainers, speed trainers. She's got the whole kit and caboodle. You're playing an army when you play her. So, and they had a whole special on Chris Everett and them. They were talking about it and how, it's tough for the players who aren't making the money that the other ones are making. And they can't afford to pay all those people. So, anyway, I enjoy Wimbledon. So,
no, it's.
We'll see. Catherine should be there at the finals. That's always fun.
See, Todd.
I like Catherine. I think she's cool. So, Anyway, your Red Sox going to the World Series now, according to Boston. So that's good.
Goodness gracious.
They crack me up there. You can't make it. All right, they won last night. But they're still throwing the ball around. They played Washington and they played Colorado. Colorado was nothing more than a double-A baseball team. I mean,
right.
The announcer said their pitchers have two pitches, a fastball and a curveball. That's it. He said it's going to be batting practice for the Red Sox, and it was. But the fans, they say, we turned the corner. They haven't played anybody, Want to see if you're doing this with the Dodgers and stuff like that, and then talk about. They are actually saying that this team reminds them of the Cowboy Up, and they're going to go to the World Series this year because they beat the Nationals and they beat the Rockies.
Hey, Todd.
Okay. Good.
Todd. We have Bob Nightingale on the show. What day?
Yesterday.
When I brought up the Red Sox, what did I say to him?
They won 6 in a row because they beat the Nationals and the Rockies.
That's exactly what I said to him.
I mean, I'll give them this. You're winning games you're supposed to win.
Yeah.
That's real important that you have to win them. But don't get carried away that you beat Colorado's horrible. My God, what a horrible baseball team. If I was a fan there, I'd be like, come on, man.
I mean, what's interesting about that is I brought that up to Bob yesterday, and we talked about it. And something I talked with Tim Kirchin about as well. And I said, so what's interesting is that Colorado is known as a very loyal organization. And, you and I both have valued loyalty in our lives, right? And they say in some ways they've been so loyal to certain individuals that it's hurt them in some ways. Because, I mean,
you could say that about the Pittsburgh Penguins.
The Penguins have been very loyal, no doubt about that.
Yeah, and they haven't won anything in a long time because of it. Wayne Gretzky got traded. You can trade anyone.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, look, a lot of guys have been traded in their prime.
That's what I'm referring to. Maybe you got to move on from Letang and Crosby and,
well,
because they're not winning anything with them.
I think Malkin, I think, is his last year. I went down to Letang's last year. Crosby, who, by the way, still plays well.
I would keep Crosby. I'd let the other two go.
Crosby is he'll stay with the club, no question about that. I mean, because they're already talking about. You'll love this. Penn State signed Gavin McKenna.
Is that the kid they signed for $750,000?
Whatever, but he's. I have no idea.
Whatever.
I mean, but they say he's the first. He has a chance to be the first overall pick in the NHL draft. Okay.
Yep.
The Penguin fans are going crazy because they're saying, "Oh my goodness, could we luck out and get Lemieux with the first overall pick, Crosby with the first overall pick, and Gavin McKenna?" Like going, I'm sitting there going, "You got to be kidding me! It's July."
Yeah. I mean, how about this? You put a package together with Letang, Malkin, and Crosby and get the number one pick. Would you do that?
If I were a team making a trade like that?
Yeah, I mean, in order to get that and be guaranteed that number one pick, unless Pittsburgh is the absolute worst team in hockey, they're not going to get it. So
right.
To get that number one pick, would you put a package like that together? I mean, you have to get something for them. You can't let them play out until they retire and you get nothing, you know? That's just sports. That's business. You got to get something for them.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, the Red Sox traded Mookie Betts. Oh wait, that was a mistake.
You know, how can you let them play until they decide, okay, I'm all done, and then you got absolutely nothing for their value? Who wouldn't want Sidney Crosby? Seriously,
I know. Well, that's true.
30 to 40 goal scorer and assists, and his leadership second to none. But on the right team, he can win another cup.
Yeah,
he'd probably welcome it, you know. But you're going to have to give up a lot to get that number one pick if this kid's that good. And I would go for it myself. They will vault you in the right direction. Because you're not winning with them, so what's the point?
I mean, Connor McDavid vaulted Edmonton. Jack Eichel did not vault Buffalo, but then when he went to Vegas and had a better surrounding cast, he was terrific. He's been terrific. But he had better players around him. He wasn't surrounded by enough good players.
The Bruins head coach.
Bruce Cassidy. Yeah. Oh yeah. No, the Bruins. The Bruins are a mess.
Most of Boston sports is a mess. I mean, right now they went from the Patriots winning Super Bowls, the Red Sox winning a World Series here or there, and Celtics winning, and the Bruins won maybe 10 years ago to nothing. So, and they can't handle it. The fans just cannot handle it. So, and then Tatum gets hurt. So they've got.
And they made try. I mean, they've broken the team up. Drew Holiday got dealt to Portland. Kristaps Porzingis got dealt to Atlanta. So, and I mean,
they haven't brought anyone in who's a game changer. Who's the one that they want to get from Milwaukee?
What, Giannis? Giannis?
No. The one that they brought in to join Giannis, but he got hurt. Is that Damian Lillard?
You're talking about Damian Lillard? But Lillard's in the same boat that Tatum is. They both have Achilles injuries.
Right. Oh, and then there's another guy out there, Bradley, that they want to bring in.
Yeah, well, I mean, ESPN, the Simpleton Network, headline, Bronny against Cooper Flag. It's a summer league.
I was going to ask you about that. Did they play against each other?
Yeah. They played.
Oh, my God. That's like a boy against a man.
It's like, come here, break. Like, come on. You know, let Bronny James.
How much does LeBron pay?
Yeah, but Bronny James just needs to go out and play, do the best he can, and when he shines in a game, the spotlight should be shined upon him because it helped the team win. But
he needs to play in a different time zone than his father.
He does.
He needs to play on the East Coast.
Yep.
Let him settle in. I mean, they took him out of college way too early, and just let the kid play. Get him away from his dad. I mean, I understand a father's love for his child, but
yes, I do.
You know, what's that old saying? If you love something, let it go. If it comes back, you know, it's forever. But let him go, LeBron. I mean, let the kid just be with the guys, you know, and be a part of the team, and not, hey, hi, Dad.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that? I can imagine. I worked with Dad my whole life.
Yeah.
Hi, Dad.
Well,
no comment.
I mean, but look, I mean, he was the 55th player picked. All these teams passed on him. Okay.
Because he's not that good.
Right. I mean, when he was at USC, now let's remember he had the heart issue in the summer.
Yep.
And that set him back. So, to be fair, Andy Enfield, I mean, he brought him off the bench and he averaged 3 points a game, 4 points a game. Like, okay. I think he had 3 double-figure games at USC. Okay. You want the long list of guys up broadcast games over the years that had 3 double-figure games in a season? It's a long list.
No, it's just his pedigree is LeBron James. It's, you know, and LeBron, it was a mistake. But, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh.
Boy, between you and Todd, you're both on a roll there today.
This is a guarantee that Aaron Rodgers will bring Pittsburgh at least to the AFC Championship.
Todd?
Guarantee.
Todd?
I would bet a paycheck that does not happen.
This is why. How many players have recovered from an Achilles the next year?
None.
You know how hard that guy worked just to get back on the field? And he never got credit for it.
Yeah.
Never got credit. And that's the worst injury for an athlete. And now he's in his second year after that, and he's healthy. I don't see what he can do. Got a good coach, got a good team. Did they sign, what's his name? The defensive end?
No, not signed yet.
Oh, man, they got to sign him.
Well, I mean, they will. I mean, they're not going to. He'll go through training camp. Probably midway through training camp, they'll sign him, and you go from there. That's probably how it's going to play out.
How big's your paycheck, Todd?
Okay, if I were
Social Security, just so you know.
Yeah. Oh, good. 2 guys with so much at stake here. I feel like I'm at the Wynn in Las Vegas with the whales.
You'll never hear from me again. Yeah, they come in last place.
This is where Todd goes out and sends in the muscle. I'm sending my muscle over.
There you go.
Well, I wouldn't go as far as to say they'll finish in last place. There are still the Browns in their division.
Yes.
Oh, the Browns.
Again, see.
Remember when Belichick, every time a Patriot would screw up, he'd send them to the Browns?
Oh, I know, yeah. Absolutely. He knew that was the penalty of all penalties.
You're welcome. Well, the Browns are just. But I mean, who else do they have to go? Well, they got the Ravens.
See, the Ravens have the best roster, but of course, Lamar Jackson has to stay healthy, no question.
Yeah, and they
Cincinnati
got to put it up, too. It's great. They have great seasons. They get in the playoffs and they poop the bed. You know, I don't know.
Cincinnati
I don't understand why they didn't go farther last year.
Cincinnati has the best offense in the division, And they could have the worst defense of the division. They're going to win a lot of games 37-34.
Well, they didn't sign their guy, right? He's still available.
The defensive end, yeah. Yeah, because they signed Chase, Higgins, and Burrow.
What are you looking for? But they signed all those wide receivers and all that. So
yeah.
I mean, hey, if you got to win the game 42-40, that's really tough, you know.
Well, if you got to win the game 42-40, it is entertaining.
Yeah, it's entertaining, but a loss is a loss, whether it's 7-0.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Oh, believe me, I've gone through seasons like that where how's
football looking? How'd the spring game go?
Everything here has been on the upswing, and it's been a good summer. The workouts have gone well. Right now is that taper down period before the camp starts. Camp should start at the end of the month. And then the opener is the 30th of August against Nevada.
What's their payroll?
Their payroll is the overall top number is $20.5 million for the entire athletic department. Of which
I'm talking about how much the players make.
That's what I'm talking about. $20.5 million for the entire athletic department, of which 75% thereabouts is going to football.
Wow, so that's $15 million goes to pay the players?
Yeah. In other words, I mean, that's the way it is everywhere. If you ask me what Alabama's it, I'd tell you the same thing. It's $20.5 million for all the athletes, 75% of which goes to football players.
Well, Michigan's paying their quarterback $11 million.
That was a deal that was done before July 1. Any deal done before July 1 does not fall into the scrutiny of this. Just the $20.5 million went into effect July 1st. That's the House settlement. That's the court-mandated House settlement.
Man, that is so... that's crazy.
Yeah.
Made UConn better. They got better quick. I wonder what Belichick's doing down in North Carolina. That's going to be the big question. How do you think he's going to do?
No better than okay. I mean, like with any coach, you have to have the personnel to do it.
Yeah,
I think North Carolina.
Chance to recruit.
I think.
His wife's really pretty.
Oh God. Yeah.
I hope he succeeds. I hope his legacy doesn't.
Well, hey, look. Except for Clemson, he's in a conference where you can make a move because that's not a good conference or a deep conference.
Well, they weren't very good last year. UConn beat the living heck out of them in the bowl game.
Yeah.
And UConn wasn't exactly a juggernaut, so.
No.
So, we'll see. Well, let's hope.
Yep.
Anyway, well.
Have a good weekend. Eau Claire's all right.
Hello?
There you go. Said Eau Claire's all right.
Yep, she's fine. She'll be all right. She hurt her foot pretty bad, but she's got a good doctor. And
you can hear us anywhere.
Hi, this is Season. For over 100 years, the Purdy Insurance Agency has been protecting families and businesses of the greater Susquehanna Valley and beyond. With the experience of our trained and knowledgeable staff, you can rest assured that your needs will be evaluated and met by some of the industry's best representatives. No matter what your insurance needs are, call Purdy Insurance today at 570-286-5855. Visit our website at purdyinsurance.com or check us out on Facebook to see what we can do for you.